Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dokkan Battle animation analysis video. Before this video even starts, I apologize if you can hear things going outside. I have my window open and I have no idea what's going on out there. It sounds like Halloween, to be honest with you, on the outside of whatever's going on out there. But ladies and gentlemen, today we have a brand new animation analysis video on our hands. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new free-to-play Launch and Oolong. I apologize that I did not do this video earlier on. Your boy was planning on doing this video a couple days ago, but it kind of just got away from me with being busy with other things. So we are here to take a look at their supers today. This is going to be a bit of a quick one because it is actually only one super attack, unfortunately, even though this does have, and we'll watch through the whole video just for, you know, the sake of it. They only have one SA. The SSR and the TUR both share the same super attack, which is a bit of a shame that they didn't kind of give us like a shorter version for the SSR and then something else for the TUR. But to be fair, I guess at the end of the day, right, it's not really that big of a deal because, again, this is a free-to-play unit that I assume you're probably just going to be using their TUR. So I suppose it makes sense in that regard, right? A very cool choice for a Halloween unit as well. Obviously, I didn't even realize this until, honestly, like, after I kind of sat down and thought about it. I was like, why Launch and Oolong? It seems like such a strange combo, but I kind of forgot. Oh, right, duh, they both transform. That's sort of the gimmick that's going on here. So I think that that's pretty cool. And honestly, this animation is very good. We'll talk about it more in 1 second. As per usual, as well, gotta shout out the boy DBZ World, Dokkan World, whatever you call him. Oh, and this unit too. This is a brand new boss character, so that's why the SA looks a little silly here, as you can see. That's basically just like the placeholder SA for any character that doesn't actually do super. And Chain Battle Nappa as well, that will be coming up seemingly in the next celebration. We have no idea how he fits into everything because he seems like such an oddball considering everything that we've gotten. But yeah, thank you to Dokkan World for always uploading these essays. Your boy really appreciates it because it allows me to do these videos. And thank you for letting me use these in my videos as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at these. Obviously, as I always like to say, I'm by no means an animation professional, and I just like to take a look at these for fun. I think I have a good idea of what makes a good Dokkan animation from looking at assets all the time, and obviously from doing these videos. So let's go ahead and dive in here. We'll just take a look at this at the TUR version, I suppose, because like we just kind of discussed, unfortunately, the SSR version does not have a different super. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's give it in the slowdown speed. Now, obviously, with this being a Halloween unit, I suppose as well, they always try and like kind of theme something with the Halloween unit to be something kind of Halloween related, right? Like with Ghost Go Tanks. Obviously, you know, the ghosts are in there, right? I don't really know what you would consider Pan and Grandpa Gohan, honestly, for that one, but for this, obviously, it's kind of like, oh, disguise, Halloween costume, you know, it's kind of a loose relation, but it definitely works for the Halloween unit here. But let's go ahead and take a deeper dive here. So obviously, we start off here at the beginning with the shot of Kame House, which looks really, really good. Of course, we have Oolong jump out. You know, the whole point is that he's supposed to be disguised as Goku. I like that little transition with the black fade there. And this is a pretty nice little animation, honestly, the way that this is animated. It's super fluid, and the parts where they kind of cut between the poses, I think are really well done. Because obviously it's supposed to be the kind of thing where Oolong is like, oh, I'm Goku, hiya, hoo, ha, you know, like when you're kind of pretending to be like, you know, some kind of like, you know, karate star or like superhero or something, and you know, the famous like mimicking that sort of motion, right? It's definitely very well done here, and I think all of the animation in between is just super fluid. I've been really impressed, honestly, by a lot of these free-to-play units this year. They've been doing very good. Like, even here, right, you can see Oolong, right, obviously even kind of changing his body just a slight little bit there after that final punch, right? You can see that he kind of readjusts. That's something that's super unnecessary, but I really, really appreciate that it's there, because I feel like that's the type of thing that they definitely could have just skimmed over and not really, like, paid any attention to, but it just makes these animations feel so much more alive, right? Moving on from that, obviously, we then have the zoom in, right? Let me go back a small little bit there, right? After we have the tiny bit of adjustment from Goku, right? We have the little zoom in where his pose changes pretty much immediately to the punch there, which I think is okay, right? Maybe there could have been a little bit more transition on it. But again, as I always say, right? With these free-to-play units, I'm not trying to grade them on the same scale as I am the Dokkan Fest. But then obviously we get a nice little zoom in to Goku here, right? Who is actually, of course, revealed to be Oolong with this very nice little animation of the nose kind of popping out, of course, the pig nose on Oolong, and then the ears growing. This little animation is so goofy, and I love the little blink at the end. Honestly, for me, that little blink at the end is what kind of brings it all together in terms of just this silly little animation. It's very well done, though, with Oolong's transformation. I quite like it. And, of course, we get that classic Dragon Ball kind of boom sound effect, right? And, of course, the dust or cloud of little smoke there, right? And the way that dissipates looks fantastic. They absolutely nail that. Dokkan is always good at effects like this, so it doesn't surprise me that that looks good. But then, obviously, we have Oolong kind of flailing a little bit there, which looks good, cutting into zooming into him. And there is one quick change here, right? Obviously, you can see it goes from this to this, but again, this is a free play unit, so I think it's fine. And this asset of Oolong is actually super high quality. That's one thing I will say, because a lot of the shots in this animation are very close up. You get a lot of nice high quality animations in this, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Oolong then looking up at Launch, approaching from behind him. And I gotta say, this little section is definitely going to be pretty underappreciated, I think. Because first of all, right, once Oolong changes to this, he actually has a little bit of rotoscoping on his head, right? It's not a crazy amount, but as you can see, right, it kind of looks like he turns his head there, which is a nice little detail, obviously, to look back at Launch. And Launch looks very natural in the way that she kind of comes into the frame and then stands there behind Oolong. I think that that is also super well done. And then, of course, we get the little bit of the pan up to Launch fully, standing there with whatever kind of blammo machine, you know, that is in hand. And then, of course, we transition to the card art there. And, of course, after that, then we get the very anime-esque shot of her cocking it, rather, excuse me. And then, of course, we have the, like, anime motion in the background, which is a cool little touch, right? I like the little animation of her going, right? Looks really good. And then, of course, the shot from the back of Oolong and Launch, right? Blasting away at the enemy, which looks really good. A very simple animation, I will say, for her actually blasting. It's literally just they're stretching the asset, like, up and down, basically. But I think it looks good, right? And Oolong just kind of stands up. This looks super nice. And they also love to do this effect when it's any character that has, I don't know if I can say the word that this is, because I know that the YouTube police will be at my door, but what this is, right? Other essays that have this, like, for example, STR Bulma, right? She also has something similar, and the effect has, like, holes from, what is exiting the tube at the end of this. I have to be very careful. But obviously it kind of looks like the holes in a target or something like that, right? With the little stars there. So I really, really like that little effect. And I think overall, with this animation in its entirety, right, I think one thing that it also really nails is that Dragon Ball-esque art style, right? I always really, really like seeing these Dragon Ball animations because it always makes me think, wow, Dokkan really knows how to kind of mimic the style of these different eras of Dragon Ball. They always do such a good job with it, and I think that this essay is no exception. The Dragon Ball vibes coming off of this one are definitely heavy, and I think they did a fantastic job with this card. Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below for this animation. Again, it's a very simple one, but I think it works super well for what it is. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as well join the Discord. There's a link in the description. We just recently revamped it over there, so definitely come in there and chat about Dokkan. We got some nice little discussions going there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I always like looking at these Halloween units because it's always fun with the kind of character combinations that we get and stuff like that. It always leaves us with some very interesting animations. I think the only thing, and honestly this is nothing to do with the character's actual like assets that are at play here, right, because I think everything looks good, is only the fact that there literally just wasn't more to look at in this video, with the fact that the SSR is no different. And the only reason why I think I'm even so like adamant about that fact is the fact that, of course, for this card, right, the actual card itself is Oolong and Launch with the yellow hair. And then as you can see, right, for the SSR, right, the SSR is technically blue-haired Launch and Oolong, but like, you know, it's also just still Yellow Launch, you know, and she's in the background of the card. Like, usually when they do this type of thing for card art, it's kind of like implied to be a transformation or something like that, right? Or like a character's different form or something of that nature. But to be fair, I suppose it is kind of like them reacting to the threat arriving, and then how they counter the threat is the TUR, right? Which is obviously the background of this card. But it's just kind of interesting to me that obviously the core card itself is Blue Hair Launch, and then, you know, it goes into Blonde Launch. But to be fair, I guess that is probably a better thing. Well, no, because it's launching Oolong. I was going to say that doesn't even make Blue Launch farmable, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of an interesting decision. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That is going to do it from me. Hope you all have a fantastic Halloween. I know this video is not going up on Halloween, but obviously this is the Halloween card for this year. So hope you guys have a fantastic one. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you all in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.